Okay. Let's do this, people. Let's do this. There's Tom Duffy. I ended up hitting 3 chapters for us yesterday, which is nice. I was just like, you know what? At some point, I know one of us has to write an extra chapter, like we always do, so that you write the last chapter of this book. You begin it and you end it, but there's got to be an extra chapter there. So I was like, you know what? I got a couple of ideas. Might as well throw it out there. I'm saying I won't write an extra chapter somewhere else down the line, but I know that since I had the ideas, and we should actually come pretty darn close to being at 40,000 words after I finish this chapter I'm working on right now, which is awesome. I wrote 3 chapters yesterday, and got me well ahead now, which is nice. Thinking about taking the weekend off, or partially taking the weekend off. I'm sure I'll write a little bit here and there, but nothing that's a definite, which is nice. Of course, if you knock off another chapter, then I'm going to have to knock off another chapter, which is fine, because I would love to keep going on this. I would love to knock this one out of the park and then start the second one. Might later on today. My blood sugar's been all over the place. Makes me exhausted. Got to get that figured out. Yeah, I heard that. Sorry to hear that. Or you stop taking some pills or something? Maybe that's throwing you. Maybe blood sugar sex magic might help. You're missing the sex magic part. Tell Jess to get on that. For me, it's always just to have ice cream. Just a couple of pounds of M&Ms. I usually feel much better. I'm on the metformin already. Really don't want to admit I may actually be diabetic at this point. Has to get on something else. Yeah. I'm also on the metformin. I'm on the metformin and I am on the lisinopril. I don't know what that's for. Well, I just know I just take these pills every freaking day of my life. You got to get you got to go and get your license changed to that address, so then you can go to the doctor. The doctor that we use is she's great. Straighten your shit right up. I know my problem is I can't stop eating like a fat ass. That's really my only problem. Hopefully you'll be better by next Thursday when we go to for Chinese food. J4M3 Spear 3 Scott, hello back. How's it going today? Today's Positive Writing Friday. We're only talking positive stuff. We're only positively writing. Speaking of positive people, there's Mr. Frank. I guess Nick's not around because I just got to his second page. Come on, Nick. You are an evil woman. I'm going to be honest with you. I can't stop thinking about that Billy Milano interview. So many moving parts to it. So much happening. I watched a bunch of other interviews then, because once you watch something on YouTube, it gives you 47 other things that are kind of like it. So I was watching like all these like 12 and 14 minute videos of Billy Milano and Scotty and doing, promotion for, one of the albums and stuff. And I'm just like, you can just see Billy is just so annoyed. And I might be just reading into that, but I'm like, he just looks annoyed. The dude looks annoyed. Anytime Scott or Charlie opened their mouths, Billy just staring at him. I like how he kept bringing fans on the bus 5 at a time and telling them Scott Ian was a jerk. that was great. Scott Ian eating his peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Classic. We didn't know any of that back in the day. We thought everybody was buddies. Yeah, I'm busy. Yeah. It was a great interview by an awful interviewer. Right? Luckily Billy likes to talk, so it was just like boom. I wonder if back in the day, if Billy had been sitting around instead of eating cookies, if he was eating carrots, would he be Billy Carrots right now? Hey, Billy Carrots. Can you do the carrot mosh? Ugh. All the guy had to do was ask Billy, SOD, and Milano will be off to the races for an hour. Yep. There's Nick Zinn. A little late. Just went to the next page. But I'm glad you're here, my friend. The personality of a meat sock. Next page, Nick Zinn. Next page. My favorite was John Bush. Him saying, John Bush, it's like talking to a shoe. Classic. Then I was like, you know what? Now I wish I had it. Now I wish I had my SOD battle jacket. I'd be wearing it right now. I'd be like this. Because I was about 180 pounds back then, and I'm about 360 pounds now. So maybe it won't fit me. Maybe it'll be a little snug on me. You don't want to make that money? No, I don't want to make you that money. Yeah, that was good. Plus, it also puts it all in a whole new light because reading Scott Ian's books and seeing videos and interviews stuff, and you think, oh, he's just a great, he's just a great guy. That'd be a guy like you'd like to hang out with. And now I'm like, oh, he's just a little jerk off. I never got much in SOD, but I love all the MOD stuff. Just funny, I love Speak English or Die. Probably a top 10 album for me for all time. What's funny is, I never bothered listening to when they put out the other couple albums. I never even bothered. I'm like, no, you had a perfect album here. Let's not try to do this again. MOD, nah, not that much. I think I saw them once or twice live, and they were fun. But I'm like, none of this is really great. I think the only MOD I ever bought was that the surfing EP album thing they put out. That had a couple of good songs on it. But yeah, that was it. He's got his son playing drums, which is the second child playing drums for SOD. also a great line. So many great lines in this. Just amazing. And he really shit on Missy Collazo, which I thought was incredible. I knew her back in the day. In the 90s, I knew her when she was a DJ at WSOU. I was friendly with her then because she used to come to a lot of the shows, especially Club Benet shows and stuff. And then she started working for Megaforce. And she was also doing a PA company. And when I was doing Black Moon Magazine and Carnifex Magazine, a lot of the interviews were coming in through her. So she's the one who got me interviews with Iron Maiden, Bruce Dickinson, because at that point he wasn't in Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath. I interviewed Black Sabbath. I interviewed a bunch of bigger bands, and then some up and coming like Paradise Lost, if you remember them, or Iced Earth. And she was the one who put that all together for me. So I never had any problems with her, but I didn't work with her. I understand now she owns Megaforce Records, though, which is interesting. So all just every now and then I'm just thinking of another really funny thing that he said about somebody. And basically, he treats Danny Lukler as like, it's just Danny. He's just a little kid. He loves to get drunk and smoke weed, and that's all he's ever going to be. He's like, even though they stole all your money, you're still going to go out and play shows with them. And he's like, yeah, it's playing live, Go, Danny. Oh, Danny. Good stuff. Should I play drums for Foo Fighters? that might be my favorite sequence of the entire thing. So for those who don't know what the hell we're talking about, if you're watching this later, or you're watching it, the Billy Milano interview that just came out maybe 3 weeks ago totally rips apart Scott Ian and Charlie Benante. We talked about it the other day. We're going to talk about it again. I like his attitude was, yeah, this shit ain't going anywhere. Go play with the Foo Fighters. That would have been odd. Like, that was one of those, when I heard that, I was like, I had never heard that before. That would be really weird if all of a sudden Charlie Benante. I also like the fact that Billy Milano says, I don't know why I'm yelling. Billy Milano basically says about Charlie Benante, and it sounds like about 5 or 6 times in the last several year, like the last 30 years, several times Charlie Benante is like, I don't want to do Anthrax anymore. I'm going to do something else. Like, that was like, wow. You don't give a fuck about my... Exactly. Charlie's got that hot little girlfriend in Chicago he's living. She's like half his age. I think she's a musician or something. I don't know. All these guys always find these little hot girls that use them. I believe he believes his stories are 100% true, but I doubt there's 100% true to a lot of what he said. Oh yeah, 100%. It's true. It's true in Billy Milano's head, and you know what? Good enough for Billy Milano. It's very all the stories are very one-sided. Everybody's just out to screw him. So, but that's what makes it funny, because you're just like you're talking to that person. It's just like a rant. Somebody had said the other day, was watching that, was like me after hours at MondoCon ranting and raving about the horror community. I told Shelly that, and she was like, "Oh, it was like that?" And I was like, "Well, what does that? What does that mean?" I was saying it so you would go, "Ha, that's funny." Not, "Oh, yeah, they're it's probably right." Like he'd be a broke derelict if they took as much money as he claims. Granted, he's not far from yeah. He also does. He has high regard for Mexican women. I did learn that about him. High regard. Just a great, great interview. I might even listen to it again, which I normally don't do, just so I can get all the nuances that maybe I missed the first time. But yeah, like that Foo Fighters thing was pretty cause like I had no idea about that. It seems like he hates Charlie way more than Scott, though. That's what I'm getting at. No, Mr. Spam Risk, I don't want to talk to you. Someone should clip all the great lines from that interview into a best of. So the interview was like an hour and a half, so what would it be, like an hour? Who was the guy that was too tall and blonde to be in Anthrax? Who did they... I think they were talking about... I might be wrong. I think they were talking about James Lomenzo, who went on to play in White Lion. I know he was in the band in the beginning stages, and then they basically he left, and then basically became a hired gun for White Lion. They never officially put him in the band. Frank, if I'm wrong on that one, correct me, please. But I'm thinking it was James Lomenzo. How's this? Holy crap, I just got like 15 spam, like literally 15 spam that just went right to voicemail. That's just annoying. Let's listen to the voicemail. Yeah. The stupid phone, I don't know how this works. But, miss, what you asked. What? Nick asked, who was the guy that was too tall and too blonde? to be an Anthrax, and I thought he was referring to James Lomenzo, who went to White Lion after his brief stay in Anthrax, but I could be wrong. He didn't talk bad about Metallica, though. No, I mean, he didn't really talk a lot about them, just them basically protecting them so the skinheads didn't beat the shit out of them. That was pretty much all he said about them. I like that it was everybody but Lars there. That sounds 8, right? That's what I thought. I thought it was James Lomenzo. Either Lars was not at CBGB's with them, or he just didn't give two shits if he was there or not. The bus going in for repairs so they could sneak off to play with Slipknot. Oh yeah, that was a good one too. Go to play with Slipknot. We were watching Live PD the other night. I love that show. And a dude had some concert shirt on, this like meth head kid who was like beating up his meth head girlfriend. And he had a concert t-shirt on. Of course, he had the sleeves completely cut off, you know. The slits down the sides. From some festival, heavy metal festival or something. But it had like, you know, headliner was Slipknot and had a bunch of other bands. And I'm like, I said to my wife, I said, that dude definitely went to that concert to see Slipknot. She's like, why, is that a typical Slipknot fan? I said, to me it is. I need to finish this chapter. Come on. This is usually what writing is all about, just staring blankly at the screen. Going, give me the next damn line. Give it to me good. Do you think they were using SOD money to keep Anthrax going? 100%. 100%. So back in the mid-90s, I think I told this story. Back in the mid-90s, Anthrax had lost their record deal. And for a couple of years there, they had no record deal at all. And they were... basically, they were just playing a lot of shows here and there, and they were playing I don't know if it was the Stone Pony or if it was the Rockin' Horse. Well, they were playing in Asbury Park somewhere, and I was managing bands, and the band that I was managing, they were going to be one of the opening bands for Anthrax. It's going to be a whole big thing, a lot of promotion and stuff. Frank, I don't remember if you even remember that, or if you were even an Anthrax fan back then, in the mid-90s. But anyway, so they ended up, I was living in Keyport, they actually ended up coming and crashing at my house that night. The night before the show. Which was awesome, but I had like 20 people in my house. It wasn't just like the band, it was like the roadies, it was the management, it was 50 other people. This is somebody's girlfriend. This is somebody... all this. A Shield, yeah. What did I call him? You call him me. Yeah. Cersei, bitch. Yeah, that was good. Stump for... No, this was before the album came out. This was like a year maybe before they got a record deal. They were supposed to sign with Energy Records. Okay, and Energy Records, I don't remember who they had. They had, they had Hansel und Gretel. They had that band. Which the chick in it was the lead singer from the Cycle Sluts from Hell. But the record label, there was like just a small little record label. And they used to let us go to, I used to get free passes to the Limelight all the time. Through them. And the guy who ran Energy Records, I can't think, I want to say Pete something. He was a big friggin' guy. Anyway, he was there too. So they were doing like this showcase thing in Asbury Park, and then they were going to sign to Energy Records for not a lot of money. So at that point, I think is when they did the next, or they were talking about doing the next SOD album, and probably because that money was, SOD money was probably going to keep those guys from having to go out and get jobs. Shoot. So, yeah, they were all very nice, from what I remember. But yeah, that was when they weren't really doing anything, except they were just playing shows here and there, like any other band, and getting, a couple $1,000s a show. They'd drive all the way from freaking New York, all the way down to Asbury Park to play that show, and obviously crash on my living room floor with a bunch of other people. So I'm sure they were like, hey, we can go stay at this guy's house. He's managing one of the other bands. And I remember the guys from the band I was managing were all over pretty late too. Parched. I figure most metal bands are struggling if not called Metallica or Slayer. Bop. Yeah, probably Pantera was doing very well in the 90s. But not a lot of other bands. Or, oh, how about Marsha Z trying to F him? Yeah, that's a good one. I love when he was doing his Johnny Z voice. Oh, hey, what do you think? Like, wow. Classic. I should probably listen to some MOD. Maybe I'll become a later in years fan. Back itches. It's a hint. Some classic stuff there. Was it me, or did he intimate at one point that Johnny and Marcia was trying to get him in bed? I'm not sure. Maybe? I know it definitely sounded like she was trying. Next page, next in, next page. Says I loved every minute of his interview, from the cookies to saying Vato. Yeah. Like he's just a New York kid who thinks he's now he's a true Southerner, true Texan. Chapter done, Tom. Get her done. Tom and I are now at 39,920 words. Tom, you got to write today just to get these 80 words in, so we hit 40,000 words on this book. I'm happy with it. Quite happy. Probably done with the writing thing for a little bit. My wife's only supposed to be working until 3 o'clock today. Fridays in the summer, they're allowed to leave early at 3. She normally doesn't. She's normally running around doing crap. But today she's like, I have nothing but work today. No hospital visits. Not going to see my mom. Nothing. I'm like, good. Freaking come home. Come home, Snoopy. Come home. And that'll be good. Tired. So I got about 2 hours. So if I'm smart here, I'll take my nap now. I'm also reading a book. I got a chapter left to read. Then I'll do a review of it. I'm also waiting for a publisher had said they were going to send me a couple of books, advanced reader copies. Thriller authors. And I was like, yeah, send them to me. They're like, do you want to do interviews? And I was like, you know what? I am going to be doing interviews starting in probably July. If I could ever figure all that crap out. So, there you go. No, there you go. No, you go, the man of 1,000 faces. Some people know what the hell I just said. I wonder if you can get that on eBay. Let's hope so. Alright, I'm out of here. I'm done. Everybody have a great, great weekend. I will see everybody on Monday. Alright? What is this today? Yeah, I'll see you on Monday. You know what I'm thinking. Monday. I'm out of here.